For decades, the way we fought childhood cancer has been, well, powerful, but kind of blunt. Think of it like a sledgehammer. But right now, there's this quiet revolution happening. It's turning that sledgehammer into a surgeon's scalpel. So today, we're going to dive into the incredible science that's making this whole thing possible. And this really is the question at the heart of it all. What if a cancer treatment was totally unique to the person getting it? We're talking about a massive shift, right? Moving away from that old one-size-fits-all idea to something deeply personal. A treatment that's tailored not just to the type of cancer, but to the very genetic code that's making it tick. Okay, so to really get where we're going with this, we've got to first understand where we've been. Let's take a quick look back at how we've traditionally treated cancer. For a long, long time, these three have been the big guns: chemotherapy, radiation, and surgery. They've been the gold standard, the real workhorses of oncology. And let's be clear, they have saved countless lives and really built the foundation of modern cancer care. But there's a catch, right? A trade-off. The thing is, these treatments are designed to attack any cell that's growing quickly. And yeah, that's great for zapping cancer. But it also means they can't really tell the difference between a bad tumor cell and a perfectly healthy, fast-growing cell, like the ones that make our hair grow or line our stomachs. So that heavy-handed problem, it forced a huge shift in how scientists were thinking. Researchers started asking a totally new kind of question. Instead of just asking, okay, what is this cancer? Is it leukemia or something else? They started asking a much deeper question. Why is it growing out of control in the first place? And it turns out the answer is often hiding right inside the tumor's DNA. The best way to think about it is this. A genetic mutation is basically a tiny spelling error in the genetic code. But this isn't just some harmless typo. Nope. This is the kind of error that can act like a stuck-on switch, telling a cell to just grow and divide and grow and divide, completely out of control. So the thinking goes, if you can find that broken switch, maybe, just maybe, you can turn it off. And the process is actually pretty logical when you break it down. Step 1, scientists read the tumor's DNA, the whole blueprint. Step 2, they hunt for that specific driver mutation. That's the key spelling error that's causing all the trouble. And then finally, step 3, they can pick a drug that's specifically designed to find that one mistake and flip the switch back to off. Now, you have to understand, none of this would even be on the table without a total explosion in technology. We went from just looking at cancer cells under a microscope to now being able to read their entire genetic blueprint letter for letter. And what's coming next is even crazier. We're talking about things like liquid biopsies, which could let doctors track a cancer's changes in real time, all from a simple blood draw. It's amazing. So, all this science, this whole new way of thinking, it's all come together into a strategy that has a name. It's called precision oncology. And this quote right here, it absolutely nails the core idea. It's a whole new philosophy. We're moving beyond just treating the type of cancer, and instead we're treating the driver, that specific mistake in the DNA. A kid's treatment is no longer just about where the cancer is, but about the faulty instruction that's telling it to grow. You'll probably also hear it called personalized medicine, which makes total sense, right? Because that's exactly what it is. It's all about moving away from a general one-size-fits-all plan to one that is completely unique to that one person's tumor. All right, so let's really break this down. Let's put the old way and the new way right next to each other so you can see just how different they are. Okay, the single biggest difference, the strategy, is, well, it's everything. Standard care, you can think of it like carpet bombing. Yeah, it takes out the target, but it causes a ton of collateral damage. Precision oncology, on the other hand, is like a laser-guided missile. It's aimed directly at the command center inside the cancer cell and nowhere else.
And that huge difference in strategy, it changes everything down the line. Look at customization. With standard care, you treat most leukemias in a similar way. But with precision oncology, you might find a very specific genetic driver, something called an NTRK fusion. And then you can use a drug that only goes after that one thing. Because it's so specific, the side effects are often way milder, less of the hair loss and fatigue we associate with chemo. And get this, it even changes how the treatment is given. Instead of a long hospital stays for IV infusions, it can often be a pill you take at home. That means more time just being a kid.
So we've talked about the science and the strategy, but what does all this actually mean for the kids and their families? Well, the human impact is it's huge. Okay, so there are really two big goals here. First, of course, is to increase cure rates, especially for those really tough to treat cases. And the second goal is just as critical, to reduce the long-term toxicity, the late effects. The whole idea is to make sure that surviving cancer doesn't mean a lifetime of health problems caused by the treatment itself. And we have to acknowledge the incredible progress we've already made. Today, the overall 5-year survival rate for pediatric cancer is over 85%. That is just a monumental achievement. But there's still that gap, right? We're still fighting for that other 15%. And this is where precision oncology brings so much new hope. Get this, in recent studies that looked at only the highest risk patients, scientists found a targetable mutation in a staggering 70% of them. Let that sink in. That means for 7 out of 10 of these kids, doctors found a specific genetic off-switch they could aim a drug at. That's a brand new, highly specific treatment option that just didn't exist for them before.
Just think about what that means. For a family who might have been told there were no options left, this science is literally a second chance. It opens a brand new door. It offers a path forward that's built entirely on the unique biology of their child's own cancer.
So you can see the whole goal is changing right before our eyes. It's not just about surviving cancer anymore. It's about living a long, healthy, full life after it. This science is the key. It gives us the roadmap. And really the question isn't if we can do this anymore. The question now is how fast can we make this the standard of care for every single child everywhere?